Okay, so I'm with Steph, and we're going to walk her through setting up a couple ads. And so we're just screen sharing her screen right now. And this is just the basics. So this is the basics of if you have a Facebook like page and you need to start expanding into your cold market and you want to get targeted people and really be intentional with the way that you invest your money, I'm just going to walk you through a couple things that should be able to get the ball rolling and get you started. Okay. So first of all, she's in her normal Facebook page over on the left, and then she scrolls down, and I think you had to click more or something, right? View more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you go to your ads manager. So you go to your ads manager over here on the left. And then this pulls up everything that's linked to your like page. Okay. So these are all the posts that she's done in the past. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create a campaign.
I'm writing it down as we do it.
What?
I'm writing it down as we do it.
Oh, okay. So go to, you can either create an ad, go to create an ad. That'll work.
Okay. And
then, so this is where you have to choose what you're doing it for. So I like to do it for engagement. Like 99%, unless I'm doing an actual video, then I'll do video views. But engagement, that's encouraging likes and comments, which is what we want to do, okay? So I choose the consideration engagement, and then scroll down and continue. And you can change the campaign name right there if you want. I forgot to tell you that, just so you know like what it is. But Steph, let's make an ad. So instead of doing, I was telling her this earlier, instead of doing like promoting your page for likes, which is really what you need to do, you need to get more people on your page so that they're seeing your stuff. Instead of just promoting your page for likes and like posting a video and doing like my page for fitness, faith, and family, or for blah, blah, whatever. That's what Jesse Regan teaches. I was doing that for a while and it works. Okay. But what I found works even better is promoting just a normal post that's either like motivational or value that has like an awesome recipe or something of that sort that's going to be specific and going to be interesting to your target. You're going to run an ad for just a normal post. Okay. And then what you're going to do is every time they like it, they engage on it, you're going to then invite them to like your page from there. So that's what we're going to help Steph do. So do you have a post that you've already done on your wall that you feel like is really like, do you have a really good recipe that you've shared recently with a good picture? Or do you have one that's like, cause you're big on nutrition.
Yeah. I have one that shows mine and John's breakfast the other day. And then it has like, I listed out the containers that it uses.
Okay.
And that, like he eats this every day and I eat this every day.
So that could be a solid one for, the only thing is if it's container based, that's going to appeal to coaches or to already customers. So I would do just like a general recipe, one that everyone would love, like a healthy sweet treat or like a really good dinner or something like that. And if you don't have one, like let's just go. So do you have a saved audience yet? Okay, let's just create a new
Yes.
But
they probably need to be new.
Yeah, let's walk through creating a new audience.
Okay.
So this, for locations, you always want to have it open to United States and Canada. You don't want to target it in close, like any smaller than that, because like you don't want to close out all your options, right? So include United States and Canada. So yeah, just write.
Do I just type Canada?
Just type it in,
okay.
Yeah. And then go down. And then you can narrow in the ages. So depending on what you want to do, this is totally up to you. I do like 20 to 42-ish, just because I feel like that's like where my magic mark is. But if you want to do like 30 to 50 or 18 to 30, like it's totally free reign for whatever you want to do. This is just kind of, you don't want to do it too narrow, but it will help to weed out. Like I obviously am not going to connect as well with like a 60-year-old. So
right.
And then I always change it to women just because that's what my brand is and that's who I connect with. Some people do all and they help men and women, but that's just not my jam. So that's where you can narrow down there. And then I always just change the language to English because I don't speak no other language. And then honestly, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it matters English, UK, English, whatever. Okay, then you have the detail targeting. So this is where it's going to really, really, really matter what you put in. You don't want to make it, like at the beginning when I was trying stuff, I would be like motherhood and Huggies and like things like that because I was like, oh, that'll target moms. But then I started getting like crazies and it was so broad that it was just totally not my people. So you don't want to list a million different ones because that reaches everyone. You want to get super specific. And this is where you play with it. So maybe this time you'll choose 2 different targets and then you'll see the type of people that it brings in. And then the next time you can try something new. And then you kind of just, it's all trial and error when you're figuring out ads. So Steph, who are you wanting to attract? What do you think, like brands, stores, websites that they go on, like these are things that your person is interested in, like that they've visited or that they've liked or that they've like if they've engaged on a page, they'll be filtered into that target. So this is where you kind of have to, like, you have to be really specific on who you're actually trying to reach.
So if I did stores, it would be like Amazon, Target, Under Armour, things like that.
Okay.
But then if I did like things, I would do either gymnastics or gymnasts. Like I said yesterday, my girls' schools, I guess I could do. I'm not really sure how.
You can try, like just type in words and then see what comes up because it has certain categories. So you're kind of limited. Amazon, like that's ginormous.
That's what I'm thinking. Like that's,
yeah.
And even Target would be too, though.
Target would be big too, but it's still like, I don't know. But there's even like Target style or Target, like there's ones within Target too that.
So let's just try Target style.
Okay, so that would be one.
Okay.
What else? Is there like a food blog or a food big like, or like a cookbook or an author or anything like that?
Trying to look at my things that I have back there. I mean, like there's a cookbook called Skinny Taste.
Okay, see if that's in there.
Skinny bitch. It's not the one.
Okay, it's not in there.
No,
you know
it's actually one word.
Let
me make it one word.
Okay.
There it is.
There you go. So that's a great one. Okay. Yeah. And then see if there's anything with gymnastics on there. Because that's ginormous. But is there like a specific?
What about like, I don't know, we're USA level or there's, organizations, USA and AAU. I could do USA gymnastics and see if that.
Yeah, you could put that in. So that's employers. There's the interest. So that's a good one. Do that one.
Okay, we'll try that.
Okay, so that would give you a really solid base. Then click out of that, like, so that it's not doing that anymore.
Okay.
Then you want to exclude people. Right under that, exclude people. And this is where you want to not include all of the coaches. You don't want to attract people, obviously, that already have a coach and already are coaching. So Carl Deichler is a good one to exclude. Team Beachbody. Even like there's one that's like Beachbody Summit. I just have kind of like a variety of different ones that coaches would obviously be interested in and not customers or not normal humans. I don't exclude Shakeology because I feel like there's lots of people that get Shakeology and might be interested in it that aren't even working with a coach. So that's probably pretty solid.
Yeah.
And even Beachbody, I don't exclude that either because there's still a ton of people that do the workouts and just don't work with a coach.
Is it Team Beachbody Summit?
Yeah, that's one. I
Okay.
mean, I just kind of went through one time, was like, oh, that would be coach, that would be coach, that would be coach.
Okay. So I can tweak that
so that's
too.
good.
Okay.
And then click out of that. Good. And then so this connections, add a connection type. This is where you can choose, like sometimes I will, when you're creating an ad that you want to bring in new people. So
Right.
I wouldn't do a connection type for this, but open that up for a sec just so we can see it.
Okay.
If you are doing, like for instance, sometimes when I'll do this, I'll invest in like attracting new people to my page and getting new eyes. But then sometimes when I'm doing like a challenge group ad or a sneak peek ad, I'll add a connection type to people who like my page.
Okay.
And exclude all the coaches still, because I obviously have a million coaches that like my page too, and I don't want to promote to them. So I'll do people who like my page because they already know me, they've already seen my stuff, and it won't be such a cold post that, you know what I mean? So depending on what you're promoting and who you want to see it, then you can adjust this connection type thing right there. And you can also exclude people who like your page. Like if you're trying to get all new people, you could also exclude people who like your page right there so that they're not seeing this and taking up, because every time they connect, that charges you. Every time they like it.
Okay.
So that's something that you can do too.
Okay.
And then save this audience, and you would just name it to anything you want, like 30 to 50, skinny taste, no coaches, or something like that. Like I just kind of explain what it is. So I'm like, okay, I remember that.
So I would do that. Like if I wanted to promote my new group that I'm going to start, then I could do it. I could do a whole new one when I do that ad and do it to people who like my page or whatever I want to do it for.
Yeah, you can. If you feel like you have a really solid base. You obviously don't want to promote it to like your page until you have like a really decent following. Otherwise only like 1,000 people are seeing it versus, you know what I mean? So, but
and then it's the same people that,
Exactly. So I would probably still do this for a little while.
Yeah.
And then as you grow, and then you can kind of play with the different things. Okay.
And so then once I see what this does, then I can change my interests.
Yep. And you can just create a bunch of new ones too, so that you can have different options and see what works.
Okay.
Okay. So what do you want to do for your daily budget? That's totally up to you. I would probably start with like $2 a day.
That's what I was going to say. Something small.
Yeah. And then you can do a start stop date, or you can run it continuously, and then you can be in control of stopping it if it isn't producing and whatever.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so continue.
Okay.
Then this is where you'll either create a completely new ad, like if you have a picture on your computer that you want to just add text in and create a completely new post, you would go to create new ad. If you want to use just something that you've already posted on your wall, you would just use an existing post, and then you would find which one under the select a page post.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, right there. You could choose which one you wanted to promote. So we can go through there and see if there's see, like that one's good. That dinner one.
Oh, this one.
The Valentine ones look delicious too, but it's
they do, but they're not healthy at all.
So go to that one. Let me see what you wrote. See, that one's great, because then anyone who's struggling with needing to know, they're going to be like, oh wait, I'm going to go to her page because she's showing me good stuff.
Okay.
So that would be a solid option. People love recipes. So if you want to like really get some interest, then post the actual recipe. So people have it all in one place. So that's solid. So let's do this one. So you'll scroll down and then just place your order.
Okay.
So that will be approved. Sometimes it takes a little while. Sometimes it's like pretty soon after. Go to continue. And then like I was saying earlier, so once this starts running, she'll get notifications on her page. So you would have to go to the actual notifications, click into the post, which the ad will come up. And then every time people are liking, it'll give you, can you go to your like page really quick?
Yeah.
That way we can just show them.
How do I get out of here? Can I just go back to me? I never
I
can
think
figure
just
out.
go back, maybe just open a new tab and then we can have this open.
And what's the difference in boosting a post and doing that?
So Jesse always says not to boost a post because you're just kind of like, I don't know. For me, for a long time, I just boosted posts, but I was targeting them very specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really feel like it was a difference. The difference though is that this doesn't show up additionally on your wall. Like, and if you create an ad through it, that's a dark post. No one sees it on your wall, but they're seeing it in their newsfeed. So you can be promoting a challenge group. Like some people are like, well, I just promoted a challenge group, so I can't post about it again. But if it's a dark post, no one on your wall is seeing it, but it's targeting all these new people.
Okay.
So that's really good. Okay, so scroll down to one of your posts and go to this one and click your likers.
Right here?
Yeah.
They're all people I know.
So right here, it would say invite. If they haven't already liked your page, it'll say invite. And so that's what you do with these ads that are just boosting for engagement and targeted. All of these new people that are engaging on your posts, you're inviting them to like your page. So they'll get a notification that it says, Micah invited you to like my Wholesome Fit. And then if they choose to, they can do it. But that really has upped the numbers for me. So that's my favorite way to get new people on your page and to really get new eyeballs. The thing with like pages that you have to understand is Facebook is smart and they don't hardly show any of your stuff to people. Like, for instance, I think I have like 24,000 likers or something, and like 1% of the people actually see a post organically. Like, it's crazy. Videos do way better, live does better, but actual pictures and stuff, unless people are engaging, the more people engage, the more it gets shown other places. So that's why you want to be really intentional about like posting stuff that's going to encourage engagement, asking questions or stuff like that, because then it's going to be seen more. But do you want to that basically is how, that's basically how I do anything. That's how I do my sneak peeks. That's how I do my challenge group posts. I'm just doing it for engagement. And then I always do a call to action. I have them comment. You want to just make it as easy as possible on the person because people are really lazy. And so if it's too complicated, they're just going to be like, oh, screw it. I'm not going to do it. So, but targeting that's like the biggest factor in who sees your stuff when you're running an ad. And so you gotta just tweak it and play with it and be on top of it. So like each day go in and check it out and see what kind of people are engaging with it. And sometimes it goes through like a wave of like at the beginning, it seemed like you kind of get like some ghettos and you're like, what the heck? That's not who I targeted. And then it like finds the right people. And so give it a little bit of time, but keep an eye on it. And I would always have something running. I would always have something running for engagement and getting new people to your page. And then I talked about it last night on the new coach call, but my system for when people come to my page. So this is the funnel thing. You want people to come in, but then you have to do the work to build a relationship and to connect with them. So you're inviting them to like your page. Once they like your page, you send them a quick message, and it doesn't have to be anything scary. I think I just send something like, and when you message them, you're messaging them from your normal page. It's not from your like page. So it goes from your personal page. So I always just say, hey, I don't even remember what I said. Do you remember what I say, Steph? I say something like, I'm over at Micah Wholesome Fit. I just wanted to welcome you. Something like, I love the community that I've built over there and what we have going on. I'm super pumped to get to know you, or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Really simple. And then people will accept the request. And if they're my person, like if they're my target, then I'll friend request them there as well. And then once we're friends over there, they go directly to an interest list for prospective challengers or whatever interest list I have going on, because I want you have to utilize the funnel. So you're paying to get people in. That's the hard part, to find new people. That's the one that takes time. That's what you're paying for. You're getting new eyeballs. You're getting solid people in, but then you have to do the work to get them to accept your friend request, send them a message, get them on an interest list so you can build that relationship and connect, and then get the conversation going. If they respond, like some people will respond right away and be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm excited. I struggle with this. And then you can be like, oh, sweet. Da, da, da. Or you can be like, what's going on with you? Like, what goals are you working towards? Like, you can start a conversation if you want, or you can just get a feel for them through their posts and then connect. So just let it happen naturally. Don't be like, oh my gosh, you got a new person. Now I have to like pounce on them to get into my challenge group. Like, that's not what you want to do. You want to just let it happen, but it needs to be a consistent flow. That's why you always want to have something running. So you're consistently having people coming in, you're adding them to your network, you're connecting with them, you're building the relationship, and then you can invite them to your next thing. Okay. Does that help?
Yeah, definitely. Because it makes it, everything I boost, it seems like it always only reaches the same people. So having something that's kind of a dark ad that nobody's going to see except for who I tell it to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then I can run challenge group stuff, and my regular people who see it all the time are like, oh, great, she's at it again.
Yeah, and you can have a challenge group thing running all of the time. We can have it consistently going.
Which is wonderful.
Just plug them in to your current group.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely helps tremendously.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, we'll shut this off. And if anyone has any other questions, just post them once I post this video in the comments. But this should get you going at least in a solid direction. When I'm like running like for a free groups are an awesome way to run an ad, get a whole bunch of new targeted people, and then get them in this free group, because people love free and it's risks free and it's not scary and you're adding value. So come up with an awesome free group, run an ad for it for like a week, get all of these people plugged in, and then use that to build relationships, add value, and funnel them into your challenge group and stuff like that. So that's another way to really capitalize on ads, is because people love free stuff. Everyone.
Oh yeah. So even though I have a free group that starts Monday, I wouldn't really want to boost or do an ad for it.
You totally could.
Could you do it for 3 days?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You could totally.
Then I'm going to do that.
Yeah, and just have them comment, like make it easy. Be like, comment, I'm in, and I'll get you added to the group. You'll have to friend request them and then get them added to the group. So that's naturally adding to your network, expanding. And I just make sure that I get them on an interest list so they don't get lost.
Yeah.
And then all the magic happens after that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
You could even run like a few different ones with like a different picture with the same text targeted to a different audience. Like you can kind of just play with it and then see what's working, because then that'll give you a good idea of what to use when you're promoting your challenge group and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense too.
All right.
All right, cool.
Well, good. I'm going to stop this recording.